Okay, we should be live on Facebook, we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube. Hey, we did it. According to this, let's check that. Yep, we seem to be live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. Yeah, we're live on YouTube, so that works. Right, who we got out there? Say hello, people. According to this, I've got 2 people watching. 4. Okay. So say hello in the chat. Should come through to the chat message system, but we'll see. Anyway, so tonight, just gonna grab a slurp of tea. Tonight, I'm going to be editing some pictures from Ziggy Ina's shoot. Oh, hello Darren. Where's that? Oh, yes, Beast Awakens message has come through on, but funny enough, the message from Facebook's not come through. Hello Darren. Let me just share this actually as well. Change that to public and share this to page, because it's oh no, Darren's message has come through. Okay, so there's a bit of a delay. Alright, so we can get there. So that's good. Messages come through. That actually makes life a lot easier, having this chat app. Oh dear, what's wrong with your broadband, Beast? I mean, you're going to love me just calling you Beast, aren't you? What's going on with your broadband? Or is it because you've moved and you haven't got your broadband in yet? Now, is there any rebranding? Can anyone see any rebranding? Because it says on Restream.io that there might be rebranding. So anyway, so I'm going to start editing this shot. First one, it's the only one that I've chosen out of what we have left to edit. That's, we're not using a red gel on, so I thought it'd be quite nice to do a bit of both. So let's move on with this. Let's just bring that down a little bit. So the main thing I was going to chat about tonight is the next 24-hour stream. Don't call me son. I'm older than you. That's good. No watermarks. Okay. I mean, I will probably have to buy the personal package for when we do the 24-hour stream, because you can't stream to like business pages on the free option. But you know, for me just doing this, I can use my personal page and, you know, Twitter, Twitch and YouTube. So, but yeah, for when we do the 24-hour stream, I will obviously pay for the more encompassing package, which will also, depending on the situation, I may go for the higher one just for a month, just so that we can also stream to Instagram as well as Facebook at the same time. So all I'm doing here is just going to make a few little adjustments. You can't see anything, can you? Why is that not showing you? There you go. More importantly, why is this not letting me change anything? Oh, PC's gone slow. I wonder if that's going to be a side effect of the amount of apps that I've got running. Yeah, so it's letting me do it now. Okay, so I'm just going to put a simple, very basic S curve in here. Probably the simplest thing you can do. Yeah, well, I suspect we're going to suffer from problems like that because each will have a slightly different delay. Also, it depends on how busy the servers are that it's pumping to. You understand IT, Ed, I don't need to explain it to you. So it will never be perfect. It's kind of good that Facebook is slightly ahead though, because that's normally a good place for us to get watchers from. So I've just done a basic S curve just to bring things out a little bit, and now I'm going to take it into Photoshop, my friend Photoshop, where I seem to spend most of my life. Alright, here we are in Photoshop. Haha, fooled you, flipped a picture. Hey Hawk, how you doing, mate? So there's some obvious clean-up bits that have got to be done for the backdrop. So we get them out of the way first of all. Pardon me, that's my fish and chips coming back at me. So we're just going to clean up. Select the right tool, makes life easier. So yeah, so tonight I want to talk a little bit about the 24-hour stream. You know, it's a long way away, but I want to start getting people aware of it, ready for it. You know, we've got a great bunch of people that are getting involved. Beast Awakens is one. Hawk is another one. And we're gonna try and make it a bit different this time. Really want to focus on the photography side, but also I've been talking to some musicians through friends, and we've got 3 bands so far that are interested in allowing us to use their music. Obviously we will promote them and tell everyone how amazing they are, because they are amazing. And because I feel that is really lacking from the 24-hour streams that we do. I mean, if I'm doing a photo shoot, I always have music playing because I love music. You know, the only reason I don't have music playing on these sort of streams is because copyright, and you know, I don't want to abuse someone else's copyright. I wouldn't want my copyright abused, so why should I abuse someone else's? Yeah, so with their permission we will be using the music. Not so much for the stream itself, but more for the people here, more to give it a relaxed vibe. It really helps with a photo shoot, I find, if you have a bit of music going on, and just people relaxing into what they're doing. I say a lot. I've just realised how much I say I need to practice not saying Right, every time I say you got to tell me off. So yeah, I'm now just thinking about saying but we will, it's, the idea is also to promote them as musicians. That was a cheat, I said instead. God, it's really difficult breaking habits. So yeah, music is my lifeblood. I listen to music all the time. I listen to quite a range of music. Oops. But we want lively, jumpy, aroundy stuff. So got 8 people watching. Hello people, talk to me. Where are you watching from? Shout out and I'll know. It's 2 on. I wonder if this tells me. Yeah, 5 are on Facebook, 2 on. And of course, one of them's me, one of them's me, one of them's me. So we've actually got 5 people watching. None on. Yeah, well, okay, so that's fine, powered by Restream. I don't mind that because it is powered by Restream, credit where credit's due. So that's good. Thanks, Ed. That's really good feedback. And it doesn't surprise me that YouTube is sharper because Facebook isn't designed for streaming, where YouTube kind of is. So they probably allow a lot more bandwidth and quality than I said I've really got to get out of that. It's horrible. We're going like next, like. Hey Rebecca. Yeah, Facebook is playing up a lot. I mean, last night I was in the middle of a conversation with someone and Messenger just died on me. And she got the message this morning and she was like, that's random. Hey Shane, how you doing? So, I've done a little bit of tidying up. We're going to do my favourite thing, dodging and burning. If we get, I always, get the skin right, get that side of it right, and then we can look at, jazzing the shot up a little bit. But not that this needs a lot of jazzing, to be quite honest. So let's do a bit of dodge. That brush is way too big. So I want this next stream to be a bigger challenge for me. So the first one we had 6 photographers. I was getting lots of breaks. It was fine, it was, to be quite honest, except for the logistics of it, the actual staying awake for 24 hours and shooting for all of my shoots was very easy. The second one, we cut it down. We had 3 photographers here all the time, and then 1 cheeky bugger, Darren. Would I? You know how much I hate out of focus shots. That'd be a cardinal sin for me. So yeah, we had 3 full-time photographers, of which Darren was one. You know, a bit of a fucking layabout, but and that again, it wasn't that much of a challenge, as in the tiredness, staying awake, you know, and keeping going, sort of thing. I said it again. The last one I did on my own. I did 47 shoots out of the 48, and on the 48th shoot I was the model. That was tough. It was tough for a lot of reasons. I perhaps hadn't mentally prepared myself for it. I was still thinking, oh well, yeah, we get breaks and stuff, but a 5-minute break's not really a break. And it was really tough. But I've done it now, so I've got to take the next step. Yeah, if I just repeat that, it's just, he's done it before. So we've got some ideas how we can make it more of a challenge. But we've also got ideas of how we can make the elements that shouldn't be a challenge easier as well. I'm being a lot more proactive about pre-planning the shoots this time. I did last time, but not to the degree that I am this time. Being a lot more proactive about poses and things like that, so I don't get people walking into the studio and me going, okay, that's great, I know what lighting we've got, I know what the outfit is, what am I going to do with this? You know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, my brain has died, I've done every pose I could possibly think of. What can I do? What can I do that's different? So yeah, and sometimes the model helps with that, but you know, we have a lot of mixed ability models, you know, experience-wise, not ability, that's the wrong word, but lots of different experience levels of models involved, you know, from people like Miss Sugar Rush, who, you know, to be quite honest, I could put the camera on a tripod and just, you know, set it to take a shot every 2 seconds and, you know, still get great shots because she's, you know, a very experienced model. To people that have not had that experience, that not, you know, they've done a few photo shoots, they're not professional models. It's not they're nervous in front of the camera, but they don't know how to pose themselves as well as people that are professional models. So we're going to try and deal with that this time by getting the people, getting it so we know what style we're going to shoot and what sort of images we're looking to create beforehand. Well, actually I'm going, as my break, I'm going to be editing a few shots. I don't, you know me, I'm a control freak about my photography, Darren. I don't like the thought of someone else particularly editing my shots, because when I take a shot, it's what's in my mind is what I'm trying to achieve. This is a hobby. I don't want to bring back interviews. I don't want to go down that path at all. I felt I am bringing back interviews in a way, as in, but more like the interview that you and I did. It wasn't an interview, it was two guys having a chat. So while I'm doing the editing, each time there will be someone sat with me chit-chatting. The focus will be the subject, which for me this time is the focus is on male mental health. So Ed is one of them. It's going to be involved. God no, Darren. Jesus Christ, no. When I first started off, I used to, I didn't know any better, and I had a few models that were like, oh, could I have the raw files so I could edit them? And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Oh my god. Oh, I died when I saw some of the pictures that they've done. It was just, you spend a lot of time and skill trying to make sure a shot's correctly exposed, and it's right. And their idea of editing is, I don't like the imperfections on my skin, so I'm just going to whack the highlights all the way up so my face is glowing white, and so is everything else. And it was just like, oh my god, I don't want my name put to these are horrible. So after that I was like, no. If you want to edit your own shots, you can pay me. Yeah, and Instagram filters. Oh yeah, that's jeez. I had someone put an Instagram filter on a black and white to turn an image black and white, and oh my god, it was awful. It was just the quality just died. Well, yeah, I could throw a hail not to edit. I've been thinking about live streams a lot in the last couple of days, and tonight I wasn't going to live stream editing. Tonight I had a plan to live stream splash shots. I was going to do, I was going to get the fish tank out, and I was going to pop down the shop and get some baby peppers, and I was going to live stream how to do splash shots. And then the heavens opened, and I looked outside and I went, I'm not going down the shop in that. Ow, Darren, the expert on editing with his paintbrush and his one layer. Oh my god. It's a tad harsh, Mr. Rowley. I know I'm not the greatest editor in the world. I am no graphics designer. But, that I find a tad harsh. You're just jealous because I know how to use more than one layer, that's all. I know these layers complicate things for you. I'm just going to ignore you from now on, Mr. Rowley. You've offended me. Hey, no, I made you come on the street. You came here. You chose to. And I'll remember that next time you want some advice about the lights, Mr. Rowley. I know I am. I know. But you know, that's I'm well aware of that, Darren. But to me, I want to know I've done the best job possible, and you know, so. I have got a sexy model. Just very blue. What, another sexy model that you can try and steal? Is that what you're saying, Darren? Because you are, after all, a model thief. Now, the model would have been, well, it'd have been a sexy Pepper. It's not my fault you've got a one-track mind, really. Absolute perv. So yeah, so I was gonna do some photography tonight instead of editing, but you like to borrow. Is that what you're going for there? You like to borrow, like they're a lending library. Oh, we are being harsh tonight, aren't we, Mr. Rowley? Look, yeah, I've fully said many times, of course you're a better photographer than I am. I've been doing it 6 years, you've been doing it 30. If I wasn't a lesser photographer than you, there would be a lot of questions about what the fuck you've been doing for the last 30 years, really, wouldn't there? Yeah. You know I respect your work. I think you're an awesome photographer. I think you're an arsehole as a person, but you're an awesome photographer. And yeah, you know, they don't want to come back. I don't care either. Kind of got past worrying about things like that now. Oh, shush me what? Shush it. So the problem is, if I don't do it to the level that I want to do it, yeah. When I scroll out, you're only taking the piss because no one's chatting to me. Oh, no one likes me. Yeah, have you not realised that? Jesus, I've realised it. Kind of past caring as well. Yeah, it's looking better. So I think it'll be a little while before I can afford the clock tower, Darren. I would love to shoot there. It's definitely on my list. I mean, even before you started shooting there, I'd seen it on Purple Port. Then you started shooting there, and you know the results were amazing. But yeah, I'd already looked at it on Purple Port as a potential location. But yeah, not at their prices. Yeah, their prices are perfectly justifiable for what they're offering. It's an amazing location. Probably costs a lot of money to keep it, and it's a business. So yeah, I'm not complaining about their prices at all. I can't afford them. I can't afford much at the moment. Yeah. Unless they want to give it to me for 20p, there's no deal that I can afford right now. I've just been through quite a horrendous financial situation. The Clock Tower is a studio in London. Oh, it's quite a beautiful place. Yeah, one day, yeah. There's a few locations I wouldn't mind shooting that would cost a bit of money. Yeah, so it's not massively expensive. I mean, £150 for 8 hours is fine. But when I'm not making any money from the photography, that is a lot of money to lay out, really. And you could say to 2 or 3 models, alright, if you want to throw 50, 60 quid in each, and they'll all say no, because models don't like paying, in my experience. Yeah, when you've got a reputation like Darren has, and you've got the skills that Darren has, then yeah, people are willing to pay for that, although I know he struggles. Yeah, and yeah, yes, I have a little studio and it's really nice, but yeah, it would be nice to shoot some different locations and stuff, and you know, some of the brick walls and the tower itself is really nice. From what I've seen, you know, it would be a nice location to shoot. With the right models, because that's the other thing, you know, because I'm not doing it as a business, I would want to make the most out of it. So I'd really want the right models for that shoot. And yeah, things may change around. You know, at the moment, my primary concern is just keeping myself healthy, recovering from my illness, and keeping my head up. I'm not even planning to shoot in the studio yet. I've indicated to 2 models that have asked that I would be willing to do a distance shoot, but we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I mean, I've got other things I need to focus on. The editing keeps my mind busy, but my health at the moment has to come first. So we'll get there. Things will change around, you know. They do quite often in my life. So yeah. There's another place that I've seen that I wouldn't mind shooting, which is literally just a rooftop in London. I would love to do some shoots there at sunset. You know, there's lots of locations you can shoot in London for free anyway. You know, location wise, I mean, I've not done a shoot down Leek Street for about 2 years now. Yeah, I've never done a fashion shoot down there. Yeah, and I love Leek Street. I stopped doing it because everyone was doing it. It seemed like every London cosplay shoot was done down Leek Street, so I was like, okay, I need to find something different to do, because this is being done to death. But it seems to have stopped now. People are finding other locations, so maybe I'll wander back. I used to shoot down Leek Street just to shoot the graffiti. So yeah, there's Leek Street. There's a few other locations I know. That arcade we shot in, Darren, I love that place. The Oldie Worldy arcade, I just love it. And on a Sunday it's perfect because there's no one around. yeah, I should make more use of Oxford as well. Oxford is literally just up the road to me. And that's got some great places as well. Yeah, I really should make more use of Oxford. And there's some nice spots in Reading. We've got some abbey ruins. I keep saying I must do a shooting there, and I never get around to it. So yeah, lots of places to shoot outside the studio. It doesn't have to just be studio shoots. Obviously, with me not driving, I'm limited. Yeah, I mean, I love Dorset, and when I did a lot of landscape photography, I spent a huge amount of time in Dorset. Kimmeridge Bay is one of my favourite places to shoot. Love Kimmeridge Bay. I love it for two reasons. One, it's interesting. Two, you don't have to go on a 25-mile hike to get there like you do some of the great spots. But yeah, when the tide's out at Kimmeridge Bay and you've got that plateau of rock, it's really quite stunning there. I hate Durdle Door. I like Man of War Bay, but I don't like actual Durdle Door. I just never managed to get a good shot of it. Not something that I think, yeah, you nailed that. So yeah, and then you've got that village. What's that village called where they excavated everyone to turn it into the artillery range, but you can it's open up sometimes, and there's a church there and everything. It belongs to the MOD now. That's a really interesting location. That could be really good for a shoot. Problem with that location is because it's not open all the time. When it is open, it is excessively busy. That's it, Tyneham. Got a beautiful shot of the church at Tyneham. Beautiful blue skies above it. Yeah, it is beautiful there. You just can't sneak in there, and it's not officially open. You might get blown up because it's part of the artillery range. Even Bournemouth itself, there's some really interesting locations. Brighton as well has got some really nice spots. It's a bit like when I shot up in Scarborough. There was some really quite lovely little spots that we found, or the locals knew, that we shot at. It was seaside resorts often have some really good locations, sea based areas. So Norfolk is another place that's quite nice to shoot. I mean, I've done a lot of wildlife and landscape in Norfolk. So yeah, I quite like it in Norfolk for shooting. I wouldn't mind doing some shots up there in the Broads and places like that. Lots of things I want to do. Lots of places I'd like to shoot and stuff, but can't do it all. Not all at once. National trusts do have quite heavy rules actually. You can ask permission, but generally they don't give it. um, especially if it's a paid for National Trust site. If it's not paid, if it's one of the open ones, the free ones, they're not normally as bad. Same with English Heritage is exactly the same, because if you turn up with a model and a semi-decent camera, they automatically assume it's commercial. Royal Parks as well, same problem. I've actually been stopped a couple of times in Virginia Waters, which is a Royal Park, saying, well, you're obviously a professional photographer, where are these pictures being published? And I'm like, they're not, they're for personal use, personal portfolios or whatever, they're not a commercial shoot. And they get really funny about it. Because they automatically assume that you've got a decent camera, you're a pro, and that's just not true these days. Yeah, they do. There are some absolutely stunning. And here's the stupid thing about it: if you walk in there without a model or any lights or anything, with just your camera, they've got no problem with it at all. It's as soon as you have a model with you, then as far as they're concerned, that's commercial. And it's really quite short-sighted of them. But as I say, you can ask permission. It will depend on the site, on the site management. But yeah, it's a little bit silly. So there was a convention. What was the castle? Porchester Castle had a convention in it, and I was there with Oxyen Cosplay, and we wanted to do some shots, and we wanted to go into the Bailey. Now that's an English heritage site, and we wanted to go into the Bailey to do the shots, which is not a full Bailey at all. It's a ruin, and they wanted £60 from us to go in there to take some shots. And I was like, what, for a fun shoot? You're running a convention here? And they're like, yep, £60. So we went and found a different piece of wall, shot against that for free. And because the automatic assumption is you've got someone that's a photographer, someone that's a model, therefore you're commercial. Can't possibly be a hobby. But yeah, it's the way it goes, I'm afraid. You can try and be sneaky and get away with it, I suppose, if I want, as long as you're not using lots of lighting kit. I know, we could have really promoted them, but yeah, it's ridiculous. But they have all these rules. See, some years ago when I used to run a photography club, we would organise these days out, and it was the Duke of Wellington's birthday year, or centenarian year. So and they had loads of things on at number 1 Wellington House, which is National Trust. So we thought, and they had this big, we're having a massive open day, we're going to have loads of people in uniform sort of thing. They had pictures that people had taken at them and stuff like that. And we thought, that'll be great. We'll go up there, small crowd of us. There's about 6 of us, and we'll take some pictures and have a day out in London. Well, we got there and we walked in, and the first sign was, there was this huge sign saying no photography. And we were a photography group. And it's just like, that's a little bit of a problem for us. So we talked to the guy behind the counter and said, we've come up for this day that you've been advertising on your website, and obviously a lot of the pictures taken on your website were by amateur photographers. You can tell that, because a lot of them were rubbish. What's this about? And they were like, oh, well, the problem is inside a lot of the works of art are owned by other people, and it's a copyright issue and stuff if you take pictures of it. And then he said, and we were like, well, we're here to take pictures of the reenactors. And he said, well, if you just focus on the reenactors, then it'll be fine. And we were like, well, the pictures are still going to be in the background. So anyway, we actually went inside and we were like, okay. And then the reenactors, oh God, it was awful. There was like 3 people dressed up. And then they were like, right, so we're now going to have the trooping of the colour outside. And we're going to do some drill and stuff like that. And we were like, oh, brilliant, this will be great. We'll get some nice shots, maybe even some puffs of smoke if they fire, the muskets and stuff, Well, it was 3 guys in some very worn uniforms, very grubby worn uniforms, that really didn't want their pictures taken. And it was just a huge disaster. And after about an hour, we just went, shall we just bugger off and go and do some cityscape stuff? So that's what we did. Went and had some lunch, went and did some cityscape stuff. And so, it was just like so badly organised. I'll tell you a good place, which is not dissimilar to a con in a lot of ways, if people are into period dress, is Tewkesbury Festival each year. They don't care about people taking pictures. And in fact most of the reenactors there will pose. In fact all of them will. They love it. Not much different to a convention really. But if you were to take a model there in period dress, that could be quite interesting place to shoot, because they all set up their tents. They actually live like people did back in 1500s. So it's quite a good day out actually. Tewkesbury Festival, I quite enjoy it. And then you get obviously the battle in the afternoon, the reenactment of the battle. But you do get gun smoke and stuff. So there's lots of places you can do shoots. And it never hurts to ask. Let's hope it is on next year. I haven't been for a couple of years, I will admit, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good day out. It was interesting, a little bizarre in places, but it was quite good. Again, we went there with I took the photography group there. So that was fun. I would do that again. And a friend of mine, he goes every year. He loved it so much, and I was like, well, I'm not sure I'd like it every year. Well, do you know what, Ed? If we got a crowd together, we could have a really good day out there. You know, it's some great things, and you know, it's great food as long as you're not a vegan. And it's a nice part of the world up there as well. There's some really nice country pubs. Yeah, funny enough, a lot of the photography club stuff that I organised was quite heavily arranged around where there was decent pubs. Bizarre that. So yeah, but yeah, Tewkesbury's nice. Yeah, there's so many nice places in this country. You know, I would love to do some shots down like Bodmin Moor, Exmoor, Bodmin Moor in particular, because they've got some nice standing stones that could look really nice with a model, sort of like towards dusky time. Giving all my ideas away here. Yeah. But yeah, Exmoor, Dartmoor's equally got some beautiful locations. The Brecon Beacons, oh my god, if you go up into the Brecon Beacons, the waterfalls up there are, you know, they've got a whole area that's just waterfall after waterfall, and they're stunning. Yeah. Get some awesome modelling shots up there. I really should try and arrange that. I don't know, Wismond Wood. Is that the really ancient wood? Because I know, talking to Mojo about it, you know, there was a lot of cosplayers would go in there and just trampling all over it and actually damaging the wood, and you know, I'm quite a big conservationist. You know, my love of wildlife is still very strong, and my love of nature is still very strong. You know, and to me, no model shot is worth damaging the habitat, especially an ancient habitat like that. You know, there's lots. I mean, New Forest is full of great places. You know, where you're unlikely to do that much damage to the habitat, because it's still the New Forest. But the type of trees are not as damageable. Yeah, you know, yeah, you should respect every location you use. You know, there's a couple of little locations I use around by me that where there's some graffiti and stuff, and the amount of rubbish that gets left there is disgusting. Yeah, people need to tidy up after themselves. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking awesome places to shoot, Stonehenge would be amazing to do a model shoot at Stonehenge, but again, National Trust, it will never happen. Unless you're willing to make a very large donation. And that's where people that are shooting commercial have the advantage over hobbyists, because if they're shooting commercial, they can get the financial backing to get these locations. Yeah, I mean, if that's that ancient wood, I would probably prefer not to shoot there, because I wouldn't want to damage trees by people climbing on them and stuff. You know, people do want to climb up trees and stuff. You know, it's fun. I like climbing up trees too. But yeah, I think such a sacred and fragile habitat as that, we should just keep it for conservation. Yeah, I know there are. I've visited most of them, Ed. In my younger years, I spent a lot of time on the bike down that way. My parents lived very close to that way. But yeah, I spent a lot of time researching the history, which is why I know about the stones on Bodmin, which not many people do. You know, normally the only thing Bodmin's famous for is the Beast of Bodmin, but most people don't even remember that now. So yeah, well, yeah. Using a location is awesome. Abusing a location is bad news. Yeah, and yeah, I know there's other stone circles, and they would be great to shoot at as well. But there's just something magical about the henge. Perhaps that's just a personal thing. Before they fenced it and stuff, when I was younger, I used to go up there all the time. Yeah, have you ever been to Stonehenge on the solstice? It's horrendous. It's awful. I hate it. Yeah, I am a pagan through and through, but yeah, no, I wouldn't go near it on the solstice. They've ruined that for me. You know, it's just seen as one big party now. And we're druids. Are you? Okay. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's my, it just feels too much like a rave. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it's changed since I did it, but it just felt too much like a bloody rave. And not enough about the history of it and the roots of it. But you know, each their own. You know, it's not right or wrong. I'm not condemning them. It's just perhaps not my thing. I used to go to the henge for sunrise a lot before they blocked it all off, and you could literally sit in the middle of the stones. To me, it's quite a special place. And now, if you want to go, you have to book a slot. Well, you did last time I looked at it, when I was looking to take some friends from a different country. You had to book your slot. And I understand why. We need to protect it. But yeah, they should have done something about that road years ago. That would give it far more protection. The 303, and the amount of carbon footprint that generates around the henge is doing it more damage than anything. There's a place near me that I would love to do a shoot that I've not got round to doing a shoot. I've shot there, and I actually recommended it to a photographer just the other day who went there. got a place called Silchester, which is the biggest green site, i.e. not built on by modern stuff, Roman town, and they have the Roman walls are still standing in places, and you can get up on them. You know, you're not going to do any damage to them because they're indestructible. They're so well built. So yeah, I really would like to do a shoot there. It's quite a beautiful little location, and it's got all these nice little lanes and alleys off it. One day. And that, although that's owned by English Heritage, that's one place you could probably quite easily get away with it because it's not a managed site, it's just owned. And there's a warden there that locks up at just after sunset, but you know, I remember being there late one night, coming and locking the gates, and he's like, "Oh, have you got a car in here? You need to get out." And I was like, "No, I can wait outside the gates." I was waiting for a lift, and he was like, "Oh no, it's fine. I'll wait." So it was really nice. There's a few churchyards round by me that I'd like to shoot in. So yeah, you know, it's about just producing something a bit different. But yeah, churches again, they can get funny. They never have a problem with you turning up with your camera and a tripod and everything. But you bring a model along and they're like, "Oh no." Yeah, it's just very short-sighted. How many people? 6 people watching. God, have I not bored you all yet? 6 people. No, it's probably only actually 3, isn't it? Because I'm watching on. Let's get rid of that. Watch that drop. I'm going to close this now. Facebook does my head in at the moment. Right, see if that drops. See if it's counting me. Which probably is. So anyway, back to 24-hour stream, which was what I was going to talk about. We've got some great names again. Ed's going to be there. You know, it is a long way off. It is 7 months off, but there's a lot I want to try and achieve before that to get it really, really spot on. You know, tonight was a prime example of testing Restream and Orb or OBS, which I'd never really used. And I didn't use it because when I first started doing live streaming, I was doing a lot of bringing someone else in on the stream, and with OBS that was a lot more difficult back then than it is now to do that. Where with XSplit was nice and easy, so that's why I went with XSplit. But XSplit costs about £100 a year, and yeah, OBS has really caught up, so I may as well use OBS. So we'll be using OBS as the streaming software. Yeah, that's getting there. And Restream.io, so we can push it out to YouTube, Facebook, maybe Instagram, Twitch. That will help us. I'm going to try and build up a little more following on Twitch. Encourage people to follow and subscribe on there, so that we can perhaps gain some followers and watchers from that. Ask people to share as usual. Really push that side of it as well. But yeah, I mean, Ed's aware of some of the ideas that I'm not willing to announce yet, because I've got a lot more research to do into them. But it needs to be a challenge. It needs to be a fresh challenge. Otherwise, why should people donate if I'm just doing the same thing over and over? Why should I donate? Yeah, it's a bit like that 80-odd-year-old bloke that walked up and down his garden for charity, and it's easy to say, well, anyone can do that, but for him that was a challenge, and what an awesome job he did of it as well. So I just want to keep challenging myself to do maybe things that are a little bit more extreme, and a little bit more out there. I mean, Ed has been at, I think, every single live stream. I think you've done every one. First one. Were you at the first one? I think you were. You've certainly done the last two. You're right, Ben. You're not wrong. What Ben is referring to here is I used to work with Ben, and Ben asked me to do a photo shoot for his kids. Yeah, okay, you wasn't at the first. And I was quite honest with Ben. I'd never done a photo shoot with kids, but knew the theory sort of thing. And his beautiful daughter just loved my hair. So I was trying to shoot at her level. So we had her sat on the floor, and I was trying to shoot at her level. And she was far more interested in getting up and coming and playing with my hair while I was trying to take pictures. And the only thing I had a Bluetooth speaker, because it was before I had my studio. So it was in a hall I'd set up as a studio, and we had a Bluetooth speaker, and we got a hold in that, and the shots were not great at all. They weren't at all good, but it was very funny. Ben, if you still want me to have another go, give me a shout again. We can. It will be easier now. I've got my own studio. We can keep them a little bit more amused. But we had a laugh doing it. But yeah, it was it was quite amusing. I mean, that was what? Probably 2.5 years ago, when I was first doing studio-y sort of stuff. I've learnt a lot of the tricks of the trade since then, Ben. Once this virus stuff's out of the way, mate, No risks for anyone, especially kids. Yeah, once it's all clear, we'll get something booked in. As I say, it's a lot easier now because I have got my own studio, so we don't have to worry about booking or time limitations or anything like that. We can take the time to get it right. So it'll be a lot better. And I'm sure we'll get some better shots this time. Yeah, they do say never work with animals and children. And I can understand why. I really can. Fun times. Yeah, I used to, before I had the studio, I used to hire this room down at a local community centre for doing shoots in, and take backdrop and everything, set it all up. And when I first got the smoke machine, I did a shoot in there with a smoke machine, and we set the fire alarm off. And I mean, it was pretty bad, but it was pretty hilarious at the same time. And the guy was not amused at all. Yeah. So, but yeah, luckily I don't have that problem anymore. I can do pretty much as I please. You know, we've done some weird and wonderful stuff in the studio. Not the last the stream before, Ed got covered in flour and he wasn't even part of the photo shoot. The poor guy was just trying to talk to the stream. Some idiot had the great idea, let's dump a handful of flour into a fan. Great shot. Last one we set off a smoke bomb in the house. People died apparently. I don't think anyone did, but you wouldn't believe it the way some people went on. Actually, when I was editing that, Ed, just go back, and it's up on YouTube now. Go back and look exactly how long that smoke lasts for, because it was just like no time at all. It was like 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to suffer for my art. Yeah, and you're a good sport about it as well. Yeah, I do appreciate it. Yeah, think of the stories you might have to tell your grandchildren if you live that long. With some of the crazy ideas I come up with. We've got time that I might. So there's been a lot of talk for a long time about building a coffin for photo shoots. It wasn't that bad. I was in the middle of it. I'm the only person that didn't leave the room. Alright, take care, Ben. Take it easy, mate. But yeah, I was the only person that didn't leave the room in the whole of it. And people were going, oh yeah, but you're a smoker. You know, you can take it. I'm like, no, I'm a smoker, which means I've got a reduced lung capacity than all of you should have. Oh no. We do say crazy again. Yeah, we do say a bit mad again, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw glitter in a fan this time. Oh God, no. Could you imagine it? I'd never get rid of it. I mean, I've still got glitter issues as it is now. Yeah, art's all about pushing the boundaries. But yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure I will come up with something equally as ludicrous that will seem a great idea at the time, and in hindsight you'll go, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Anthony and Gemma have been talking about making it with me. Yeah, because we've got lots of ideas to go with it, and we want to make a hole in it so I can actually pump smoke into it, and LEDs inside, and changeable linings. So all aimed at Lady Intrepid, to be quite honest. It's, you know, a shoot idea me and her have had for a while now. It's cost though. We've costed it up. It's going to cost about £90 to make. So it's not hugely expensive, but it's there. It's an idea. Maybe we can get it in place before then. And yeah. The only problem is, if I make a coffin, alright, after having it, the only place that I could possibly store it is the bedroom. So, interesting talking point that, isn't it? Why have you got a coffin in your bedroom? So that'll be the problem with it, is where the hell do I put it afterwards? Yeah, it could sleep like a vampire. The amount I sleep, it probably is about like a vampire, to be quite honest, but all the little I sleep. But yeah, I I suppose it could live in the lounge most of the time. That's an interesting point. Get rid of the bed. No, I like my bed. I'd wanted that bed for quite some time. My ex was very against it, so the minute we split up, I bought that bed. If I get rid of the bed, what am I going to do boudoir photo shoots on? It's a ridiculous idea. Ed. What are we going to do your VK sweater shoot on if we get rid of the bed? And I don't know if you've watched the live stream back yet. Coffin boudoir. Bet that would go down really well, actually. But there's a couple bits when you're presenting, and it's you just continuously pulling down that dressing gown because it's riding up. It's quite funny. Amuse me anyway. So we've got 5 people, mostly from Facebook. Quite interesting that. Yeah, hussy. When you starting your own fans only fans. So I don't even know what time it is. It's 10 o'clock. So we're getting there with this shot. I mean, it is quite laborious and boring, and you know, I know Darren's like, oh, you're going into too much detail, but you know, well, there is that. Just get yourself on Pornhub, mate. But you know, I'll get this as right as I can. Tea's gone cold. I may need to grab a drink. I've been talking for an hour and a half. Yeah, maybe I can just keep talking. But yeah. So we've got a few good ideas going around for the 24-hour shoot, and I think based on what the poll was last time I looked, I think we've pretty much decided which charities everyone has voted for the same one. Everyone that's voted, that is. I'll give that another little push in the next couple of days, see if we can get a few more people to express their opinion. So yeah, and that's a new charity, one we've not supported before, so that'll make it interesting, but I can then start the dialogue with them about, you know, how they can help us help them. Because, you know, I would like to see a little bit more interaction from the charities in what we do. I mean, I know we're not raising millions for them or anything, you know, but we do raise a reasonable sum of money. So, you know, maybe a little bit more interaction from them would be quite good. Even if they just do a little video for us, maybe just explaining what they're about and things like that. Save me having to say it all. Would be, yeah, a good start for them. We're getting there. So when's your broadband due, Ed? when you back in the world of the internet in your mention. A few bits here to do a little bit of burn. It's terrible, isn't it? Has there never been broadband in there before? Is it disconnected at the... Nice. Well, yeah, I've not got anywhere near that. I've got 70 up, 20 down. And I really find I don't need more than that. Never had an issue where I thought internet is slow. The only time perhaps wouldn't be fast, be nice is when downloading a game or something, or a piece of software. But you know, we've never really suffered from lags on streams or anything like that. On the first one we did a little bit, but we were actually trying to run 2 separate streams, and perhaps that was a bit too much for it, but yeah. They may have sold you 300. By the time it reaches the end of the cable and potential contention ratio in your area. Yeah, it may be a tin can and 2 pieces, a couple of tin cans and a piece of string, mate. Oh yeah, it's one of the nice things about living in a city. A large town is that, you know, I'm really not far from my exchange. I really do get what I'm paying for. So yeah, I mean, if it's full fibre, as in fibre to the house, you'll probably be alright, because it doesn't have a huge amount of loss on it. It's when it hits the copper is a problem. So the less copper you got involved, the less likely you are to have problems. What they really need to be doing is updating everything so it's fibre to the house. Everywhere there's no copper. Copper's great. A lot of copper's been down for a long time. Yeah, I mean, mine's fibre on copper on the last 100 metres or so, you know, that's fine. So I get the speeds that I'm paying for, so and sometimes just above, so I've not got any complaints really. You're going to put a mesh through it in, are you? Good luck with that. I used to have a mesh in here, and I have still got, to a certain extent, a mesh. I've got two extenders, two repeaters almost, that are connected via copper. So it's kind of a mesh. It's triangular, I suppose. TP-Link makes some really good kit for doing meshing. That's cheap. Well, if money's not an option, then go Cisco, because you can't beat Cisco. But if you want to save a few pounds, TP-Link's worth looking at. Probably because most of the intellectual property is probably stolen from Cisco anyway. Choice of Chinese companies, but their tech support is actually quite good, and they've got an office in the UK, in fact in Reading. So I quite like TP-Link. Yeah, I've got my router's not TP-Link, but pretty much everything else is. I used to have, still got in the cupboard if I wanted to pull it out, quite a hefty TP-Link firewall from when I used to run my own business from home. And a 24-port switch. Both of them noisy as hell because they were 19-inch rack mount kit. So. But it was a fairly solid firewall. The only problem I had with it was it didn't play very well with Azure. But if you're not using Azure, not so much a problem. And we've really gone off topic now. Now we're talking technology rather than photography. So I am thinking about, over the next couple of weeks, oh God, it's 3 IT people. Hey, if you weren't bored before by the editing, we can guarantee we'll bore you of IT crap. Super nerds are us. So I'm thinking about doing a few different kind of live streams, so not just editing all the time. I'm gonna do one on about depth of field, so on the photography side of it, ISO, shutter speed, aperture obviously comes under depth of field. I say obviously, it's not obvious if you don't know. I'd like to do some more stuff on some of the techniques for the splash shots, the drop and pray technique. I would, and maybe even some stuff about lighting. Not that I consider myself a lighting expert at all, but I seem to know a little bit more. Just because you can't say aperture, but I can, Hawk. Well, you can now. When I first met Hawk, and to be fair, he's Icelandic, so we let him off. He couldn't say the word aperture. And it had me in hysterics all the time, because I'm a cruel, nasty, horrible person. And, but we've got there now. We've got there. He can say it. He's awesome. We've made progress. Yeah, you can now. I'm very proud of you. Did give me entertainment for about 6 months, so Because as I said, I'm a cruel, horrible, nasty person that's making fun of someone that can't say a word in their second language when I can't say a word at all in their language. You know, how open-minded of me. And understanding of me, you know. And no English superiority complex there going on. But no, all knew that I would correct him, not really to take the mickey, but to help him, because so when I was learning Spanish and living out in Spain, if I'd said something that was wrong and people didn't correct me, how was I to know? So I'd carry on saying the wrong thing and carry on looking like a complete dick. But people correcting you and helping you when you're learning a different language is what you need. And Hawk's English is awesome. Hell of a lot better than my Icelandic, that's for sure. Although we do have to be careful with Hawk. If we take him anywhere where he finds an Icelandic word, he gets a little excited. Yeah, as long as it's not done with malice or oh, you're stupid, you can't say. It's a positive thing to help people improve. And I know you took it that way, so that's why I did it, after falling about laughing a little bit. Still, the greatest story of Hawk is the train ticket. The train ticket is the greatest story ever. And I suspect for me it's the greatest story ever because I was there. But I don't think I've laughed so hard for a very long time or since as the train ticket. I will dine out on that story for years, Hawk. Because even now, just thinking about it, I just started laughing. just the look on your face. I'm sure everyone's heard the train ticket story. If you haven't heard the train ticket story, tell me, and I'll tell you the train ticket story, because it's a very unique story. It still makes me laugh. Even now, over a year later, well over a year, 18 months later, it's just a moment of pure genius. Yeah, well, Rebecca knows it. It's brilliant. It's just amazing. I mean, the McFlurries are quite close, or the McFurry is a close second, but. Have you not heard it yet? Oh my god! I think we were at LFCC. It was for LFCC, and I think we saw you there actually. So, as Hawk and I always did when we were going to cons, he'd pay for one thing, I'd pay for another, and we'd sort it out at the end of the weekend. What goes around comes around to a certain extent. It didn't need to be to the penny sort of thing. So I'd bought the train tickets on my card, and off we go up to London, and we spend the day at LFCC, and then we head off to our hotel. Hang out, go for a bite to eat, whatever, and next morning Hawk and I get up and from our separate rooms. And met downstairs outside for a cigarette. And so this was the Sunday, so we were talking about what was left to be paid for, what else we had to spend out money wise, and starting to talk about totaling up who owed what to what sort of thing. And Hawk says to me, "Oh, and there's the train ticket back." And I said, "No, because I bought returns, mate. So, there's nothing more to pay on the train ticket." At which point he puts in his hand in his pocket and pulls out the world's most shredded ticket. I've never seen a ticket so shredded. I tear my tickets up when they're finished and done, but I tear them into 4. This was into about 40,000 pieces. It was, it was like it couldn't have been more shredded. And he just held this in his hand, and I just went, "Is that your ticket?" And he kind of nodded at me. At which point I lost it quite big time. I just fell about laughing. It was just like this unbelievably shredded ticket. It was just, it was genius. You couldn't have made it up. And I was like, "Why did you do that?" And he was like, "I thought it was the receipt." And I was like, "But I bought the ticket, so I've got the receipt." And he's like, "Ah." It was, tears rolling down my cheeks. It was just brilliant. It was LFCC, wasn't it? That. 'Cause it wasn't MCM because we were staying around the corner at Shepherd's Bush. So yeah, it must have been LFCC. But just what we should have done is framed that ticket. We should have framed those parts of the ticket. Fair play to Hawk. He did take it to the ticket office to see if they'd accept it and maybe print him another one. Yeah, LFCC Spring. That was it. Freaking hilarious. Yeah, that's a con that I wouldn't rush back to. God, that was awful, that con. Yeah. So small and crowded, and it was worse than LFCC itself. But yeah, I spent some time with some good people. It was fun in that way, but from a photography point of view, it was dreadful. Truly was. One of the reasons that kind of put a nail in the coffin for cons full stop for me, because I was like, I'm really not enjoying this sort of photography. And initially I thought, perhaps it's cosplay, but it's not cosplay. I do enjoy shooting cosplay. Stuff like this is awesome. It is cons I don't like. Shooting at con, because I just don't end up liking many of the shots. They're quite third rate, because you haven't got the location, you haven't got the lighting. You've got maybe a great model, but doesn't make a great shot really. Not when you've got too many distractions. If you've got a great model and nothing else, it can make a great shot. But when you've got crowds walking around and so inconsiderate, them there enjoying their convention, how dare they? That was the wrong thing I clicked on. There, that's what I want. Yeah. What other great stories have we got from cons? There was the first con after I split up my ex. I got so drunk, and I was staying out at Canning Town, the Ibis at Canning Town. I got so drunk in the Fox, and I was walking back, and I was texting someone as I was walking back, and you're walking along, you got your head down, and just above the phone, as I'm looking at the phone, I saw Roots, and I stopped, and I'm quite glad I did, because I literally had my nose almost on a tree. There's a few fun things happened at a con. Is this going to work? Just a little bit patchy here colour wise, so I'm just going to try and just paint that over, bring that back. Let's just do a little bit of colour. Bring the colour back to blue, less pink and blue. A little heavy there. The lighting is not doing that teeth in good either, so that's the lighting causing that. Not in his teeth. So we'll do something about that as well. Just go over the top there with the blue, so we'll lighten that up. Actually, a little bit more. Okay, that's a little bit better. Looking. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So 10:30. We'll give it another half an hour, and then I think I will be gone. Darren will be telling me off for doing too much detail again, but it caught my eye. Not really, no. It's like I mentioned your name and you appeared, so I'm back. I don't reckon you went. I reckon you're just sulking. So. No, thanks. Absolutely not. Let's see if we can counteract a little bit of where I've used quite dark light in here. What I might do there is put a selected colour. Yeah, it looks better. So then I invert that. See Darren, this is the power. This is the power of layers, Darren. Amazing, eh? That looks better. See, look, layers, Darren. Darren, that's how layers work. I want you to affect one area. Okay, it's looking quite clean. There's the hair there. We can lose that very quickly using this brush here. Not affecting the texture too much. This is more because it's bothering me. Anything else? Probably won't show up in the final picture unless you put it up to poster size, but certainly not on like Instagram level stuff, but I know it's there. Yeah, that's better. So, what we're gonna do? Let's add a curves layer. That's horrible. It's horrible. Let's go down. That's nicer. Bring that up or bring that down. Not too much. We'll just bring that up a little, get a bit of a matte kind of feel. Right, here. A little bit whiter. It's nicer. Bring these eyes out a little bit. Don't want that at all. So again, another curves layer. Let's call that overall. This eyes, this teeth. What I might do with that overall, sharpen up that edge. So we're at 100% breaking 7%. Yeah, we're sharpening up that edge there. Yeah, that's better. Just putting that back in a bit more as well. There. Quite as faded out. Edge back in. I want to leave that a bit more faded as it's more towards the background. Yeah, before that, after that. Maybe just switch that around a little bit and just give it a little bit of That's nicer. Like that. Just gives it a bit more distinction. Separates it a little more from the background. Okay, onto eyes then. Too much. Too much. Okay, so let's bring that eye colour up. Keeping the darks dark. We'll invert that so it's not affecting everything. Lightness a bit up. Yeah. I would probably normally sharpen them up a little. The way to do that is to create a complete layer and a layer mask. So yeah, it makes no difference. that's pretty much all I'm going to do to it, really. So yeah, that's what, 2 hours. It's not bad. It's not too bad. 2 hours. So yeah, take that into Lightroom now. There's a few other things you can do in Lightroom with it. Yeah, Lightroom's got lots of presets you could apply. I'm not going to. I'll contrast it a little. A bit clarity to bring that smoke out a little bit. Bring the highlights down a little bit. Bring the smoke out a little bit more. A little bit fringing. Not too bad. So yeah, that's it. Really, it stands out quite nicely. I'm not sure about the crop, whether I bring the crop in a little bit closer, a bit tighter or not. So, there's one done. I'm sure Darren will have an opinion. Darren. No image on the screen. Okay. It's back now, okay. So, there you go, finished. Look at that. Yeah, give it a sec, it'll come up. Yeah, you just suck it up now because you gave me loads of shit earlier. Yeah, I'm fairly pleased with that. I say that's the only image I picked where we didn't use the red gel, and I picked it because of the facial expression. I love the snarl. And I love the way the smoke's sitting. Yeah, it's not. It's okay. Yeah. If we do, this is what we started with. This is what we've ended up with. Yeah, I think we can see there's a reasonable difference there. So. You're mellowing as the evening went on. Alright, yeah. So I've just got a beautiful first video. Alright, so now fun shot. I mean, I love this shot. I really love this shot. It's just fun. It's really quite fun. Let me just grab a drink. But yeah, it is a fun image. Let's have a go on this. Because it's better lit, it won't be so much dodge and burn, to be quite honest. We're going to contrast it a little bit. Let's get it to go a bit blacker down the bottom there. Perhaps not that much contrast. Let's just drop the blacks a little. A bit too much contrast. Just drop the highlights think the highlights are pretty much where they are. You got a black screen, haven't you? It does that when it goes into develop mode. I've noticed this. And it's not just OBS that does it. Yeah, that's a good point. Problem is, because it's quite a full body, I would be having to crop it quite a lot down, and I'm not sure about that with the pixelation, potentially. I mean, I know 36 megapixels, yeah, it's really weird. I've had this with both XSplit and OBS with Lightroom. It's in develop mode now, and it seems to work. But sometimes when it goes across into develop mode, yeah, it kind of just goes black, which is it's bizarre. Obviously a Lightroom thing rather than a Photoshop thing. I want to go back into develop mode because I brought the blacks down. That skull has become super pink, so I'm just going to bring the skull shading down a little bit, which is affecting the reds, but not in necessarily a bad way. That's better. That's back kind of to its colour. Yeah, that's much nicer. It was a bit, whoa, I'm in your face. So this one I think we can crop in a little. In fact, what I would do on this one probably is, I think this here is a distraction to me. I don't know if Darren would agree to that, but I think, you know, where the red's hitting the side of the chair is actually a distraction. So I would probably do that, because maybe a little bit more down. More like that. Because the focus is the face. Yeah, it may be, Ed, but Lightroom doesn't really use the GPU. It's Lightroom and Photoshop are very GPU light. They use processor. You know, the GPU is almost irrelevant on Lightroom and Photoshop. And at this point, Darren's going, what the fuck's a GPU? Mr. Technophobe himself. Oh, you'd have loved the conversation earlier, Darren. We were talking real IT stuff. So, I'm happy with that, as in from a Lightroom point of view. You know, I could play with the curves a little. Yeah. Put a little bit of an S in there. Yeah. There you go, it's a little better. I mean, playing with the curves is not that much different with playing with it up here. It's just a graphical representation of it. So we'll go edit in Photoshop. And go across to OBS, and there we have it. Photoshop. Whoa, that's maybe a little too close in. Okay, so So, unlike before, there was nowhere near as much because it's a lot more highly exposed, tends to hide blemishes a lot more. So there's a couple of bits I want to just clean up. So this is not going to take anywhere near as long as the darker shots do. So we'll just throw a layer over that. We can pick off some obvious little bits with a spot removal tool. So yeah, let's just clean them up a little. I'll do a bit of dodging and burning because I love to dodge and burn. So oh, that brush is way too heavy. Let's bring that down. I mean, luckily that was quite a dark spot, so it's okay, but for normal stuff that's way too heavy. Yeah, that's better. We were talking about 24-hour stream earlier. Ed, what's your best memory of 24-hour streams? To say you've been to a couple now. 2/3 of them. Oh, I was cleaning out the 24-hour stream folder today, and Ed, I got more shots of you out of those 40 minutes than I did of anyone else. Yeah. Close second was Abby. Hey Emma, how you doing? Chatting about 24-hour stream, which you're coming back on. You're going to be one of our tech people, I think. As well as doing some modelling. Good to have you back. Yeah, I'll start working out. I think everyone that wants to do a role has volunteered now, so I'll start working it out. I've got ideas based on who's applied. I mean, I've already spoke to Ed about leading one of the rigging teams, Hawk leading the rigging team and Anthony leading the rigging team. Yeah, so we'll get some people doing tech. The one role that not many people have volunteered for and could be very handy is makeup. So Ed, you want to be a makeup artist as well? No, I mean, I'm not looking for people actually to be makeup artists and do other people's makeup, just people that are a little bit more makeup savvy, just to give, if someone's struggling, just to give a hand to. When you're doing makeup for a cosplay, you've almost got a template to follow what the person looks like. Yeah. The bacon sandwiches are what everyone comes for, really. Let's be honest, it's all about the bacon. It is a weekend of bacon. And why not? Because bacon sandwiches are bloody awesome. I think pretty much. There's lots of people who offered to do catering side of it. I wasn't joking. You are a queen of makeup, Mr. Guy Liner himself. There could be some males that need a bit of makeup advice. Makeup does help in a shoot, or it can be a hindrance. Especially if it's not blended well, because it means if people have used a lot of foundation, it's not blended. It's quite a bit of work to get that looking right. It's going to tell me off again for being too detailed. I need to get back to shooting because I'm actually running out of stuff to edit. Stuff that I want to edit. I've got a lot of raw files. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to edit them. There's a couple of other shoots for people that I could look through. I think there's good material in still, but equally I don't want to rush it too soon. Don't want anyone getting ill, especially me. Because I have been pretty isolated. Always. I think in 4 months now, just under 4 months, I've seen, except for people at shops, which hasn't been very often at all. It's literally been 2 shops I've been to, maybe 4 or 5 times. I've seen 3 people, 4 people now. Yeah, for me, I'm just not really that in a rush to get back into the studio shooting until it's really safe, because as soon as it's safe, I mean, and I think it is getting there. Second wave that was predicted has not happened, really. Number of deaths is on a decline. What I wish they were reporting is number of new cases reported, and I can't seem to find that data anywhere, because that's more indicative of, to me, of whether the problem is resolved. Is if, because I know a lot of people are like, well, we've still got more deaths than any other country and all this, but that may be because we've got a bloody good NHS system, that has worked really hard, and people that maybe would have passed quicker in other countries without that care have lasted a bit longer. Things aren't black and white, so the data I'd really like to see is number of new cases being reported, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere. So but things are better than they were. We can't deny that. Not necessarily going to give the credit to the government, because their advice is very haphazard, but common sense by the individual seems to have been a big thing in it. I think people applying a bit of common sense, and not everyone, I mean, I think there was a lot of attitude by some stupid people that was, oh well, it won't happen to me. Which is why they didn't take it seriously enough and went to the beach. I had a guy, I went to local shops, and he was literally following me around the shop about 2 yards behind me, and I was like, I appreciate you're not worried, but I am, so can you bugger off? That was after he tried to jump the queue to get in, of course. But it's, some people just don't understand. Scary, really. But hopefully we can get back to shooting soon. Work on some different ideas. Emma, you still with us? I think I am going to call it quits very soon though, because I really should be wearing my glasses because my eyes are starting to get a bit strained. No, taking the piss, everyone. Okay, now that's sharp. Jesus Christ, that's sharp. Oh, this is a lot easier now. Should have done this at the start. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's made a massive difference. So yeah, 11 o'clock. Alright, I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and then I'm going to go offline. I probably won't stop editing, but I will go offline. And when I can pick up some baby peppers, I will do some photography stuff on the stream. So, it's been a while since I've done drop shots, so I will be very out of practice. Should be able to tether it straight to the computer though, so people should be able to see what, as I take the shot, what it looks like, and laugh at the ones that I miss the peppering completely. But yeah, I may do one on aperture first. And, thank you to everyone that has popped in. I had quite a few silent people tonight, but yeah, it was nice to see the people that did pop in. It's not see, but talk to. I'm doing this really for a bit of sanity at the moment. To actually have a conversation with people. I suspect once I'm back shooting as much as I can, then I probably won't live stream as often. But it is a good chance to test the technologies that I want to try using for the live streams. Alright mate, I'll speak to you soon. Like I say, I'm going myself soon. But yeah, it will be a good opportunity. These are really good opportunities for me to test the technology. There's a few things that I want to test with, like remote connections and things like that. That doing the actual photography live streams will help. And congratulations. I received 100 messages today with 85 of them were Darren taking the piss. So the restream stuff seems to work quite well. So I'll probably use that a bit more. And according to that, I've gone offline on Facebook. Oh no, that's an old one. So so I'll probably use Restream a bit more. Really get to know it. And OBS, I'll play around with that a bit more, see what we can do with it. One thing at OBS I still haven't worked out is overlays. So I might shout out to some streamers that I know and say, look, I want to be able to have an overlay of a, this is how much we've received. Do you know how to do it, sort of thing? Because I'm not a streamer really. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm using it as a way of sharing what I do, but it's not no urge to be a YouTuber, streamer, sort of thing. I've thought a couple of times about playing games on here, but you do just laugh your asses off at me. I'm an awful gamer. So but yeah, knowing how to use the technology so I can write documentation on what to do if there's a problem during the stream, so again that doesn't affect me, is going to be quite important. So anyway, everyone's pretty much gone now. Don't blame them, it's gone 11. I'm going to go myself. So have a good evening all, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.